Joey Baker and Hans Joyner. They're with the Independent Electrical Contractors, IEC. We're here at SkillsUSA in Atlanta 2024, and these guys have put together an awesome booth. And we wanted to stop by and figure out what it was that kind of drew you guys here. What is SkillsUSA about for IEC? Maybe just preface what IEC is for our audience, and then you could kind of talk about what SkillsUSA represents. Joey, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so IEC is an organization for the merit shop electrical contractors, and really our mission is twofold: to continue to drive folks to the electrical contracting industry, making sure they understand the high wage, high demand career opportunities that are available for them, more than likely without any college debt, right? Through a 4-year apprenticeship program that we offer in over 53 locations across the country. But then twofold, secondly, really a member organization for independent electrical contractors throughout the country, helping them with their workforce development needs, but also with their continuing education and advocacy voice in Capitol Hill.
The work that you guys are doing to drive people into the industry is awesome, but I know that, you know, the people who are paying for you to be here are your members, right? They're the contractors themselves who are saying, get out here and connect to these kids. So what's the strategy to attract the SkillsUSA, these awesome kids that are here to compete?
Yeah, so I would really say also twofold, right? So we have the students who, whether or not they're pursuing a career in the construction industry, really helping them identify the IEC as a viable career pathway, an opportunity for their education.
And that's just by being present, by having this, you know, right?
Absolutely. Yep. But then also, secondly, the influencer stakeholder group, right? So when we talk about parents, teachers, school counselors, helping them understand that the IEC exists, that the IEC is a viable pathway and career opportunity for lifelong career success.
Awesome. Cool. So will you'll pull kids in, get them trained up, and then essentially bring them to your members and say, we got these trained people. That's awesome. Really cool.
And we don't just do that through our exhibit booth here. We also sponsor the Industrial Motor Control Contest.
Nice.
Not only here, but in most of our states across the country. So IEC is fortunate to have a SkillsUSA presence both at the national level and at the local level.
Beautiful. Anything to add?
And much of our engagement with these high school students, they start in the high schools themselves. You know, we're bringing in some of the electricians, some of the contractors to help train them and educate them, prepare them for these types of competitions as well.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. And you're right here in the Georgia chapter, right?
Born and raised here in Georgia and working for the Georgia chapter, yes sir. So I
Very
cover
cool.
pretty much downstate, anywhere outside of Atlanta.
Right on.
Yes sir.
Awesome. Thank you guys for making the time for us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
What brings you to SkillsUSA today?
I teach high school at Jacksonville High School in North Carolina, and we have a skills club there, and I had students win first place in the competition.
Yeah. And tell me more about your students. Like, which trade are they participating in today?
I have a group of 4 girls that participated in Teamworks at the state level, and they won first place, so they were invited to nationals. One is a carpenter, one's a plumber, one's a bricklayer, and one is an electrician.
And how are they feeling so far about the competition? Or we talked a little bit about what they're building today. Can you share that with us?
What they are building today, it looks like to me like a makeshift little house. One part's going to be like a living room. It's going to have a set of steps to go up to a bathroom that's going to have a shower and a sink and a toilet.
And do you know anything about the judging criteria?
Not really. I know every bit of it is judged. They actually did a written test, 2 of them before we arrived. They had to do an interview when they got here. All that plays into the hands-on part of it.
And you told me a little bit yesterday that it's an all-girls team, and they were featured in a documentary recently, right? Can you tell me about that and what it's called?
Yes. It's aired on YouTube. You type in Skills Jam. We're actually episode 3. Okay. They approached us last year because I had an all-girl team last year, and we were the very first all-girl team in the history of this competition. And Skills said, hey, let's try to reach out. And a producer from Hollywood actually flew him and his crew to Jacksonville, North Carolina, set up in my shop at my high school, and filmed us there, then followed us all the way to Atlanta last year and filmed us here, and then they flew us to Hollywood and filmed us at the Warner Brothers studio.
That's awesome. I can't wait to check it out. So why do you do what you do as a teacher? What are you so passionate about this?
Oh, I enjoy it. This is what it's all about. You know, they say teachers don't make a lot. You know, that's wherever you are. You know, but I don't do it for the money. I do it for them, and what makes it special this year and last year, my daughter's on the team. So.
And I don't know if you have these numbers, but like the students that you teach, how do they enter the trades after usually, or are they off to college exploring other things, or what does that look like after they take some shop classes?
I have next year starts my 30th year in the school system. I have former students. I think the oldest ones are about 40, 41. That doesn't mean I'm old, ancient. It just means anyway. I have students that are general contractors now. I've got some in the masonry field. I've got some electricians. I've got some that just went into landscaping. But then again, I've got some that are doing totally different than the hands-on field that they trained with me. But it's like I tell every one of my students, you don't have to do it for a living. Some of them do, but at least they'll be able to work on their own stuff.
And then I guess last question for CTE instructors.
Yes.
They're hard to find, right?
Yes.
And how can we connect CTE instructors to business? Like, do you see, like, I always think people that are maybe leaving the construction industry and want to still give back, how can we connect the two?
We actually, our Onslow County Home Builders Association actually connects us with business partners in our local area, and I'll just use some of it for instance. They donated the work boots the girls have. They donated gift cards to them to come on this trip. That's the best way to get connected.
Gotcha. Anything else you want to add?
Oh no, man.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Dwight. Dwight, I'm Chad. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chad.
Dwight, you're with Otis Elevator.
Yes, I am.
Tell me
Yes,
a
I
little
am.
bit about what do you do with Otis?
So I work in the service department with Otis Elevator, and I maintain my service contract at Emory University here in Atlanta.
Awesome.
Yes.
So you're physically the guy
Correct.
who's
On
out
campus.
there.
On campus every day.
There's how many elevators are there at Emory?
204 elevators.
I knew he would know. Like I knew. Good. Yeah, that's. Are they all in working condition?
Yes.
Excellent.
Every elevator runs.
Tell us about a career in being an elevator mechanic.
Being an elevator mechanic, it is wonderful. You're able to erect the elevator, which is build the elevator from the ground up. We build it, we service it, we repair it, and we upgrade it during normal intervals with the customer. Yeah.
And how long you been doing it?
I've been doing it 11 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
And so is this the first time that you've come to a SkillsUSA, or is
my
this
second time?
This is a part of what you do?
Yes, sir. This is my way of giving back.
That's awesome, man. That's great. So will you be here the whole time?
I will be here maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But I'm
Yeah,
definitely
that's what it's like to be local. You're like, man, I got to go right around the corner, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So when it comes to attracting, I'm assuming a large part of your goal when you say giving back is connecting with the young people.
Absolutely. They're our future leaders, so they're my future replacement. So my job is to give them, prepare as best I can, give them all the information I could possibly share about an elevator, and hopefully, get them to fire that spark and be interested.
Awesome. The kids, what trades are the kids in if they're getting ready for a career that could be?
All the trades that are represented here, just about, can relate to what we do here in elevators. So the welding guys, there's welding here. Electrical guys, there's carpentry guys. Everything you possibly do here at the SkillsUSA applies to elevators. Absolutely.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, if they have an interest in any of those things, you can build on that. You have a spectacular exhibit.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was good to meet you.
Yes.
See ya.
My pleasure.
Cool. All right, we're here at the Career Pathway Showcase for Human Services, and we've got a team. What team are you guys? Team C here. Okay, and if there was somebody that was considering getting into SkillsUSA at their school, what would you tell them why it's worth doing it?
I would say it's worth it because you could grow a lot as a person. I can say from experience, when I first started SkillsUSA, I was very shy and it was hard for me to communicate with other people. And I feel like now I could speak confidently and I'm not as shy as I was before.
Cool. Great reasons. You guys are doing awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very good to meet you.
Okay, I'm here with Peyton today, and what brings you to SkillsUSA?
Yeah, so I'm the Executive Director of the National Technical Honor Society, and we serve as the Honor Society for all of career and technical education. And we've just been longtime partners with SkillsUSA in helping elevate the perceptions of the skilled trades and celebrate excellence in CTE. So we're here exhibiting today, meeting some of our current members and advisors and looking to recruit new chapters.
And how many students participate in the National Honor Society or members, I would say?
Yeah, so each year we induct over 65,000 new members, and we have about 100,000 members that are active, meaning they've not yet graduated, and that covers all areas of career and technical education.
What advice would you give to contractors? How can we support?
Yeah, so it's really easy. If you'd love to get in contact with us at the national level, reach out at nths.org, and we'd nths.org. So just you can find us online, search for National Technical Honor Society. We've got over 1,800 chapters across the country that are engaged in everything from carpentry, welding, advanced manufacturing, you name it. And we'd be happy to find what's close in your area, connect you with them. We also have a robust scholarship program where we try to get students engaged in the trades. And we're always looking to make great connections between quality employers and our students, because we've got top talent that's ready to go to work that, don't just have the technical skills they need, but they're built with the employability skills, right? That's a core part of being in a CTSO like SkillsUSA and being involved in NTHS is these students don't just know how to show up and get the job done, but they know how to communicate on the job site, work together in teams, and really be that leader in the workplace.
How can contractors connect with your students?
Yeah, so they can do that through us, or they can connect. We can connect them with the advisors at the local chapter level, so they can start building those local relationships and really engaging with those local programs. And that would be my advice to any contractor: is to look at the CTE programming that's available in your area. And if you don't see a construction program, don't shy away from that school, because if a student is engaged in something that's giving them a chance to work with their hands, it may be that they don't have a carpentry program. You may be searching for carpenters, but maybe that school doesn't have a carpentry program, but they've got an automotive program with gifted, talented students that have great technical aptitude that took that class, because that's a way for them to exercise that aptitude. So just because you don't see a construction program at a school, don't turn away from it. Go and have conversations with the CTE teachers that are there, and see if there's an opportunity for you to have some conversations with the classes.
All right. So we're at the Career Pathway Education Showcase, and we are with
Prania Volkian,
Violet Bandek, Zamira Dobroyan.
Awesome. Nice to meet you guys. And so how did you guys get involved with SkillsUSA?
It was with our mentors mostly. They told us about the competition, and we really liked it, their values and what they provide, and I think it's just a very good way to get a lot of experience.
Yeah. We're enrolled in photography and art, so our teacher was really eager about us joining so that we could include both arts and communications into our project.
I think they covered everything, but we're really excited to be here at Skills, and we hope to continue this tradition.
No, you guys are doing awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
So we've got Dan McLaughlin. Dan, I'm Chad. This is Stacy.
Pleasure.
Thank you for joining us on the Morning Huddle Construction Show.
Absolutely.
So General Dynamics, huge organization.
Huge organization.
And I'm seeing Bath Iron Works up here. Maybe you can give us a little lay of the land on sort of where you fit into this puzzle, what Bath Iron Works is, all that.
Yep. So obviously we work for General Dynamics, which is one of the top 5 defense contractors of the world. We're one of 9 business units that they fall under their umbrella. For us specifically, we build surface combatants, which basically means we build destroyers for the Navy. We design it, engineer it, fabricate it, outfit it. We're a full service from start to finish. Then we also do post-delivery, so we will also take care of the ship for its lifespan.
That's awesome. What an interesting gig.
It's not bad. It's weird because we're just this tiny little town in the coast of Maine. We're literally like 12 miles up the
Is it
river.
called Bath?
Yep, Bath, Maine.
I was just there for vacation or passing through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of nice because it's a protected little harbor sort of deal. We start these things, we'll come in with a ceremony. We start out with a piece of steel that's probably like a foot long. From there, we build out. We literally fabricate the whole structure of the vessel. They are over 500 feet long, 60 feet wide, about 8 stories of structure.
Wow.
Yep.
That is it is a structure, and that's a part of what I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh, you're building a boat. Wait, but no, you're not. You're building a structure.
We're building a structure. You know, they usually have a crew of a little over 300 sailors at any given time. These things go out for months to a year, deployment at a time. So people, this is their life. This is where
it's like a mixed use / military structure.
Yeah.
That's right. It's got multifamily mixed in. It's
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a really kick-ass RV.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what does SkillsUSA mean for you guys here? Like, what's the draw for Skills?
So for us, it's great for us, especially for our state, right? Maine's a small state. We don't get a lot of publicity and stuff like that. I spend most of my time during the year, I go to all the high schools. I go to all the CTE programs, all the shop classes, community colleges. So I've seen these kids. I've already talked to most of them 2 to 3, 4 times this year alone. We actually went to their opening banquets dinner last night. We were guests there. It was great. Again, you're seeing the same kids that you've seen for like the last 2 years over and over again, and getting to, cheer them on in the competitions that they're doing. Not just that too. Not everybody realizes the skills that we require to do these sort of stuff, right? I don't hire just welders. I hire a ton of welders, but you need to be able to do more than that. I need HVAC guys. I need people with carpentry skills.
Yeah, you're building a whole structure.
Right. I mean, yes, we build that out of steel, but it's the same measurements. It's the same layout as building something with wood. It's just metal.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad to have learned about it. Glad to know that you guys are here, and obviously, there's an extra mission component of the type of work that you're doing, which is different maybe than from some of the other folks that are building structures here.
Right.
You guys you're building structures that protect the United States.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty rewarding. I mean, any job can be humdrum, kind of boring day to day. You're just like, oh, here we go again, same thing. But when you get to see the final product, especially a final sail away, the Navy's like literally up on the deck saluting as they sail down the river. And then we get to see our highlights in the news every once in a while. One of the ships we built. Actually just met a couple of kids that just got out of the Navy. They were actually stationed on one of the ships we had built. So
wow,
it's kind of cool to get to talk to people.
That is a full circle, man. That's cool stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Dan. Good luck.
Absolutely.
See you soon.
What trade are you competing in today?
HVAC.
And what does the competition entail today? Do you have any details, or is it a surprise?
For today, I know that we do have to braze aluminum, which will be a little interesting. And then they're actually adding in a new part of our competition, which includes mini splits. Now, I was told that doesn't count towards our grading for this, but it'll still be pretty cool because those are getting really popular, and it's something new that's new to the industry that necessarily isn't taught a lot. So it's on the rise in the industry.
And how did you get your start in HVAC? Like, why HVAC as opposed to any other trade?
I really couldn't tell you, honestly. I kind of I didn't really know what I wanted to do going into college, and it was just one of those things. It was like, hey, I'm going to try this, and I kind of just not necessarily fell in love with it, but it's one of those things I really, really enjoy. The hands-on, the thinking behind it, not just going out and just doing labor, but the process and thought process you have to put 2 and 2 together.
And how did you find out about the competition or get started?
So my advisor, Allison Terry, who was my electrical instructor at York Tech, did SkillsUSA, had mentioned it to us and asked if we wanted to do it. And at first, I thought she meant like do it for electrical, but she was like, no, you can do heat and air, plumbing, whatever you want to do. She's like, I think you'd be a great fit for heat and air. So she kind of really pushed me to do it, and she's been a big supporter of everybody from our school doing it, and probably our biggest fan all around.
What school are you from?
York Technical College in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So we're not too far away.
All right, well, thank you for your time. I know you're going to compete now, so good luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So the Morning Huddle Construction Show here with 3 lovely folks from McCarthy. Let's roll through and introduce each of you if you don't mind.
Hi, I'm Anai. I'm also the recruiter for McCarthy, and I actually sit out of Arizona.
Nice. So you're McCarthy's one of the recruiters or the recruiter?
Yeah, one of the recruiters. This is my other counterpart, Josie.
Very cool. So Arizona-based recruiter and Anai.
Anai, yes.
Awesome. Beautiful name.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Josie Spino, the craft recruiter for renewables. So I basically oversee all of our solar farm recruitment for manpower.
Solar farm recruitment. What does that mean? You guys, you have like a whole business line focused on building solar farms?
Yeah, so we're a GC on a national level. So we do have solar farms all across the U.S. Just to mention a few, Texas, Arizona, California, Missouri, Illinois, and Ohio. Just to mention a few states.
And are these, just so that I'm clear, like your solar farms, or you're building them for your clients?
Building them for our clients.
That's what I figured.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you're focused purely on getting folks to join that team. Fascinating. There are a handful of large-scale general contractors like McCarthy here. And I mean, side note, I'm sure you would agree, they're all really good companies. They're all good businesses that are here. What are you doing aside from really awesome squishy toys, they're very sweet? Yeah, they're stress balls. That's the deal. Awesome. So stressing culture to the young folks that are coming by. You get that little window of an opportunity to do it. 3 smiling faces to say it's a great place.
Yes, it is. Really
awesome.
Yes. Yeah, so we do have internship opportunities for most of our students and also apprenticeship programs. We're heavily involved in the skilled trade, so we are more than willing to work with technical vocational schools all the time. We're always exploring different avenues for that. But yeah, we always do internships for fall and spring as well. And I think at max, maybe last year we got either 200 interns, but it's a very large scale project, again, on a national level.
It's wonderful. Lots of opportunities. Thank you so much for being generous with your time and agreeing to chat with us.
Perfect.
All right,
Thank you
cool.
so much.
See ya. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Sure. So Vanessa Myers, I'm Director of Education and Workforce Development at Interplay Learning. So we do simulations and VR for the trades training. And I just think it's so important to support the next generation of people that are going into the trades. I think for so long, when we talk about, traditional academics and high schools, it's been focused on that 4-year degree, liberal arts, right? At least it was when I went to school. And I think it's really important economically, societally, everything, that we make the shift to like, hey, you can go into the trades, and have a fantastic career, a ton of opportunity, make great money, not be in debt, as I was leaving a liberal arts degree. So that's why we're here today, is really just to support that.
And we were chatting earlier before, so you guys actually have been on our podcast before, and you gave us a lay of the law about Interplay Learning. And I know you have welding, HVAC. Is there any other training modules you have added since? Because it's been like a year or two since I last spoke to you guys, I think.
Yeah, we're always adding new content, which I think is really kind of our secret sauce, I would say, is that we have a really robust platform behind the scenes, or engine, I would say, that is very good at kind of efficiently creating content at this point, and really high fidelity 3D graphics. So in terms of the topic areas, yeah, we're in HVAC, electrical, plumbing, we have some residential construction, we also have solar, facilities maintenance, and we are pumping out new courses, I would say every couple weeks. It doesn't take us a couple weeks to create it. Obviously, there's a big, there's a lot of planning and a lot of work that goes in before then. But yeah, we're always creating new content. And then also, I think one of the cool things about digital is that if we need to tweak it, if we need to add something, that's just a lot easier, right, with digital than it was in the past.
Students, how are students now? Because we talked about business owners being trained on this. How are you interacting with the students on this technology? Is it in school systems now?
Yeah, so it's actually really interesting to see how a traditional academics has evolved also as the technology is evolving. So we partner with high schools, we also partner with community colleges, we partner with a lot of industry organizations, but also workforce development organizations. So I know this is a little bit different because it's not just schools, but for example, we're in corrections, we're working with reentry programs, nonprofits that are focused on upskilling and reskilling. So when we work with schools, I think a lot of these schools in the past were thinking about, okay, I have let's say an HVAC program. I have my textbook and then I have lab. My students come onto campus, they do their lab. When they're at home, they're working out of a textbook. And I think we've realized that especially if you have learners who tend to learn better via hands-on, or even this generation which wants to learn via digital, this is actually a really compelling way for them to do their homework, right? Doesn't necessarily take the place of the hands-on work, but it can be a really nice, other tool for them to engage. And we also we have an apprenticeship program, pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship, DOL registered. So this is a really fantastic, like now we have academic partners who are using us as part of a formalized pre-apprenticeship program, or even employers that are using us as part of apprenticeship. So we're actually giving those students something that is an industry-recognized credential through simulations and VR. Yeah.
So how many school systems are you in?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know the number of school systems off the top of my head. I would say we're in hundreds of schools, and so that is, like I said, that we do have some middle schools that we work with, but a lot of high schools, technical high schools, career schools, and then all the way up through, like I said, the community colleges and those post-secondary education institutions.
So how does a teacher find out and get connected with you to have this software in their program? And then also businesses, how do businesses get connected with you?
Yeah, I would say the best way is to go to interplaylearning.com and to check out. You can request the demo there, or to engage with us on social. We're there too. Send a request. We'd love to talk to either the schools, as well as, like you said, employers, or anyone that might be interested in leveraging new ways of training. So.
Perfect. Thank you.
So Chad Prinky, Stacy Holzinger here alongside CBRE folks. We got Brian Melvin from CBRE, and we also have Lori West from CBRE, which is CB Richard Ellis still, or is it rebranded? CBRE. So straight up CBRE these days. So I got to be honest, when I saw on the lanyard that CBRE was obviously spending a lot of money to sponsor this event, investing a lot in what's going on at SkillsUSA, I even said out loud to Stacy, I was like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Why is this so valuable to CBRE? I think of CBRE and I think of building management company, third-party CM company, those types of things. Obviously, I'm not thinking of it in its fullest context. So maybe, Lori, you can talk about your role with CBRE, why CBRE is here.
Okay, so my role, I am the Director of Technical Careers, and I lead our Maintenance Technician Apprenticeship Program.
Awesome.
We have others here who represent our Mechatronics and Robotics Apprenticeship, and the reason why we're here is because we employ over 45,000 technicians around the world.
I'm sorry, what?
45,000 technicians around the world, and we're looking for that next generation of talent.
Phenomenal. Okay, makes all the sense in the world. Yep. And so you're looking out amongst this sea of really capable kids, and you're thinking some of them are going to come and work with CBRE. And statistically, they are. Yes. Some of them are going to come.
And I like to say CBRE is the biggest company you've never heard of. Right. So we'll ask people all the time, have you ever heard of CBRE? And they're like, no. And we'll say, hey, have you seen our logo anywhere? They're like, no. I'm like, look down. Right? It's on the lanyard. But that's why we're here too, is just to increase awareness of who we are. So a lot of times where we have people working, it's not our name on the building.
Awesome. Very cool. So I'm very woven into the fact, working with a lot of construction management companies and a lot of general contractors. I know CBRE is ubiquitous, but even I didn't realize the number of actual technicians that because how many square feet of real estate do you own and manage?
Oh, I don't know the answer.
A bazillion. The answer is a bazillion. And so you don't outsource all of that, no. Right? You have a lot of in-house talent taking care of that work.
Absolutely. And that's what our clients expect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Brian, I want to see what you're up to. Stacy, take it away.
Yeah, Brian, can you give us a little demonstration of what you got going on here with virtual reality?
I work with the Microsoft HoloLens. It's a mixed reality headset. Unlike virtual reality, these are clear lenses you can see through. So our technicians who are working on HVAC units or working on lab equipment or whatever type of equipment they're working on, they can put this on and connect with other people, do a Teams meeting where other people can see what they're working on.
That's insane.
Help direct them. So, yep.
So I can be behind my desk at corporate.
You're behind your desk at corporate.
And I get a call from my guy in the field who's like, let me show you this situation.
That's right. So you can see everything I'm seeing. And if you're telling me disconnect the yellow wire, and there might be lots of yellow wires, you can put an arrow right on the wire you want me to disconnect.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Really, really neat. thank you for taking the time, guys. Great to get to know you, and great to learn more about CBRE.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're at the Industrial and Engineering Technology Showcase. We've got Valerie and Nate here. Guys, how you doing?
Pretty good today.
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good, good. And what do you have here behind you? What did you guys present on today?
So we are showing our 2024 construction trades program, and we've also, it's a 2-year program. We've been doing it since we were juniors.
Awesome. And I think you said before we started that you built a project in a warehouse last year. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What was it?
Before it was just modern homes, like the mini homes, you know what I'm saying? Just no attic, no basement, just bare bones, bathroom, kitchen, living room, bedroom, like a ranch style.
Awesome. And maybe for each of you, what was the most surprising part about building that building? What was like toughest, most surprising?
I would say the ceilings on the drywall, because it was just the way that we had the rafters and like the angles of it. It was interesting, and trying to make it all look like not as flawless, totally. As possible.
Totally. What about you, Nate?
For me, it was the shingles, because it wasn't too bad of a slope when we went up there, but the thing that they don't tell you most about shingles is it's all asphalt, and that gets hot and it chips off, so it's like sand underneath you, and you slide real easy off that roof. So
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
How steep the roofs are, too.
The pitch. Yeah,
yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're both working in the trades now. Valerie, what are you doing?
I'm a full-time drywall finisher right now.
Amazing. And what do you like about it?
I really love just like the mud and like just how smooth I can get it and how flawless I can get it. I'm just very artistic in that way, and I really like to see my best work.
Super cool. Nate, what about you?
I'm a carpenter.
Awesome. And what do you like about being a carpenter?
Pretty much all of it. I love cutting metal studs. I like being up high. I'm working on a building right now, and I'm like on those cherry lifts that take you up. I just love being up high, working with my hands, all that good stuff.
Super cool. You guys rock. If you were talking to another high school student who was thinking about getting into the trades, what would you tell them? Definitely.
It really sets you up for, it's a career, like it will take you places that you've never been. You are financially stable and able to do what you really want to do in life.
Awesome. What about you, Nate?
Pretty much the same thing. Like, I mean, I'm not one to say no to college, but it's just I'm not a classroom guy, like I can't sit down for 8 hours, but I can work for 8 hours, and good money, no debt, I'll take it and run.